I have another old newspaper today. It's from Kalamazoo, Michigan, September 27th, 1981, 42 years ago. And it was a Sunday, so a lot of recreational activities were being advertised, among other things. And there were many diverse interests in this community, it seems like. Let's take a look at what people's options were to go do on a Sunday. A Pennsylvania troupe presented the Sojourner Truth drama. This was at a playhouse, Sojourner, which was a play documenting the life of Sojourner Truth, a former slave who moved to Battle Creek, Michigan in the 1860s. You could see that for $4. Isn't that wonderful? Many London hits are on the way to America. They talk about the royal wedding, how so many people tuned in on TV. That, of course, occurred on July 29th, 1981, so a couple months ahead, a couple months before this paper came out. Then it says, the new Andrew Lloyd Webber musical Cats at the New London Theatre in Drury Lane is the unqualified hit of the season in London. Lines to buy tickets are reminiscent of Evita, which had been created 2 years ago by Andrew Lloyd Webber. These London hits were on the way to America, so they're letting the people of Kalamazoo know what could be coming. The 8.5-hour dramatization of Dickens' The Life and Adventures of Nicholas Nickleby. Now that would be a commitment, wouldn't it? 8.5 hours. The Hot House, Duet for One. All these different plays playing in big theaters, but they're coming to the small towns. The Business of Murder. And an opera premiere set for Grand Rapids, Adam and Eve, a new opera by Carson Wilcox, will be performed there. So those are kind of the theatrical options, or some things that may be coming to Kalamazoo. Let's see what else we could do. There was a patchwork, what is it? A patchwork quilt country inn. Ooh. Come back to the farm and celebrate harvest time with us at the inn. They're serving farm-grown food prepared lovingly by farm wives in our spacious country home on an actual working farm. I thought it had something to do with quilts. That's just the name of the inn. I wish that they had the menu. They had a Thresher's dinner on Wednesday, and then a 5-course family style meal some nights. Oh my, that sounds wonderful. Now, for you music lovers out there, Rick James was coming on his Rick James Street Tour. And of course, with the Stone City Band, with special guests Tina Marie and Carl Carlton at the Wings Stadium. Would like to go to that. I don't know. You fancy things to do. Let's look at some of the movies. Maybe just want to go sit in the show at the air conditioning. Body Heat was playing. Bill Murray in Stripes. An American Werewolf in London. And Mommy Dearest. We finally watched American Werewolf in London probably about a year ago. I had never seen it. It's a really good movie. You know, sometimes these old movies don't age well. It was scary and it was good. Here's a little thing to cut out to contribute to their public TV. Fun. You could sign up for the mug set or the tote bag. Channel 35. Ahmad Jamal, a jazz musician. Ahmad Jamal and Pieces of Dreams coming to an auditorium. $7. And look at this guy here. You get handsome face. Boy, I'm telling you, Burt Reynolds was cute, wasn't he? He wants you, babe, he's pointing to you, to have his baby. Burt Reynolds in Paternity. I've never seen it. Oh, Norman Fell's in it. Mr. Roper from Three's Company. There's another Three's Company reference coming, at least in my head. Lauren Hutton was in that. Beverly D'Angelo. I've never seen it. Maybe I will check it. Incoming movies. Oh, Arthur. So The American Werewolf in London. Arthur. Big Sleep. Blowout with John Travolta and Nancy Allen. I've never seen it. Body Heat. Believe it or not, I've never seen Body Heat either. With William Hurt and Kathleen Turner. Bust and Loose. I've never seen it. Continental Divide. For Your Eyes Only. King of Hearts. Kramer versus Kramer. Mommy Dearest. My Brilliant Career. Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia. A musical drama. Oh my goodness, what? With Christine McNichol, Dennis Quaid, and Mark Hamill? No. Only When I Laugh. A comedy drama with Christine McNichol. Boy, she was all over the place back then, huh? Private Lessons, there's ads for that coming. Raiders of the Lost Ark, So Fine, Stripes, Tarzan the Ape Man, and there's Debbie Harry. She's with one of the people from Twin Peaks, Everett McGill from Twin Peaks. What was this movie called? Deborah Harry. An interesting spoof of Double Indemnity and Women in the Window. It was called Union City. I've never heard of it. Now, my channel is G to PG rated, but I'm just going to acknowledge this ad because the price is quite high, isn't it, for your full-length adult video cassettes at the Portage Street Adult Bookstore. Now, don't worry, all the tapes are XXX rated, $44.95. I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot of money back then. I think minimum wage was, I'll check. Minimum wage was $3.35, I think, average national. So that's all we're going to, we had to acknowledge it. We did. And this is a little racy too. Actually, there's 2 ads for Private Lessons. I never saw this. Is it an older woman with a teenager or something? What happened to him should happen to you. Private Lessons, and there's a sneaker and a high heel. Sylvia Christel. Mommy Dearest ad. We saw that on Mother's Day. I made a little video of it. The Ranch House Restaurant. The Harlem Globetrotters were coming to the Lakeview High School gym. And tickets were $7. There's another Private Lessons ad. And here's an ad for So Fine with Ryan O'Neal. I never saw it. A revealing comedy about reaching the top by way of the bottom. And there's a little tushy there, So Fine. Is it about like a pair of pants with implants in it or something? I don't know. It was rated R. Who else was in it? Jack Ward and I don't know. I think I'm going to try to watch this. Mayor Brown and John Belushi in Continental Divide. When they met, they heard bells, and that was just round 1. The John Belushi movie that I've watched over and over again is Neighbors. I've never seen Animal House. I don't think I've ever seen a John Belushi movie, but the movie Neighbors is just something that I fell into the habit of watching a lot. Only When I Laugh, Neil Simon with Marsha Mason and Christy McNichol. It'll Make You Laugh Till You Cry. This Private Lessons had Howard Hesseman in it from WKRP in Cincinnati. This was a big deal, huh? And look at that, it's a racy ad. If you don't go to the movies, you won't see Raiders of the Lost Ark. And there's more ads for movies. The old movie ads are cool, but let's move on to maybe what's going on in the science world. I wonder. Scientists still puzzling over bone loss among astronauts. Man's dream to build colonies in space and travel to the stars may be left to science fiction writers if scientists cannot solve the phenomenon of abnormal bone loss suffered by astronauts on extended space flights. And a doctor from Henry Ford Hospital here in Detroit was doing a study on it. I didn't research this because I wouldn't probably understand it anyway. It says here that nearly $1 billion is spent annually treating bone fractures. Really? There's a good one too, folks. Vigorous exercise may be addictive. Well, it speaks to the production of beta endorphins during exercise. I think we all know that that's we know that that's a thing, right? But they were doing a study on it. This particular story is out of a New York Times news service. Here's an ad for Life Stride shoes. These came in navy and black in a color called rust. I don't know if they would call anything rust anymore, right? So this was it was called Central Furniture, and they were having a gigantic pre-inventory sale. Here's my other Three's Company reference. This furniture reminds me of, remember the plant stand in the Three's Company apartment? What's it made out of? Like a wicker type thing, maybe? This was a 3-piece bistro set for $48.88, ideal for any room. I would have desperately wanted that for my non-existent apartment at the time. I was just a teenager. I was living with my mother. Here's different furniture. You could get a whole bedroom group for $4.88. Everything, the big dresser, the works. And that was from Bassett. Wow. All these tables, the chair. Ads that I thought were interesting. And then we'll have looked at the whole thing. Here's a story. Ex-editor of National Enquirer has a new tabloid hitting the market. This was Tom Kunci, K-U-N-C-I, I think. He's a former executive editor of the National Enquirer, and he says he has had enough of the exposés that tell all the intimate secrets of the stars. Now, this is the guy that masterminded the photos of Elvis Presley in his coffin. I think that it was somebody maybe that worked in the home, Graceland, or, oh no, it was one of Elvis's relatives. Oh, that's not right. Anyway, he, along with his partner, which was this Mike Walker, they were creating a new publication. So they're getting away from tabloids, and he's the ex-editor. He made something called Rhapsody Romances, and it was going to be stories of passionate romance. Stop for a minute there. There was like a 5-year-old bike gang out in my front yard. There was an adult with them eventually, but Anyway, they went on their merry way, but you can't find anything about this publication that they made. I tried to look it up. It must have never gotten off the ground. They have a free seminar on solar works. I don't know how that would ever work in Michigan. We don't get enough sun for that. Here's a Payless Shoe Source ad. Discover the savings. You could get three pairs of knee highs for $2.88. This pair of shoes with the cushion crepe sole was $10.88. This shoe, it says comfort cushioned insoles, $12.88. And look at that one. Ooh la la, that's nice. Genuine leather uppers, $17.88. I don't know if Frank's Nursery and Crafts was a national thing. It was definitely a Michigan thing. They closed, it's been a while, but you could buy craft. It was called Frank's Nursery and Crafts, so you could buy plants and crafts, like fabric, yarn. If you're a plant buyer, if you buy plants off the internet or Home Depot, you know how much they cost. You could get, you know they cost a lot of money now. This was $5 off to get a Boston fern, a wandering dude, different ivies. They were normally $8.99. Plants are pretty expensive now. Then we had tropical foliage plants for only 99 cents. What could you get? They weren't huge. They were only in 4-inch pots. But you could get a yucca cane, a Dieffenbachia, a Dracaena, I don't know how to say it, and other fine varieties, or a coconut palm plant for $14.99. I bet you that was huge. And then all the different accessories, planters, potting soil for 69 cents for a 4-quart bag, plant food tablets, a basket sprayer, and braided baskets. We definitely had Frank's Nursery and Crafts, even on my side of the state. But they've been gone for a while. And so has Rick James a while ago. Thank you for watching my video. Take a little walk down memory lane and listen to the crinkles in the newspaper a little bit. I appreciate you so much for watching.